Hey, it's Golden Buddha here, back with some more RPG horror stories for your listening entertainment. And today, we have a story about a foolish player who fell in love with the wrong NPC. Roll post. Looking for love with the wrong NPC. Several years ago, when I was a much poorer GM, I ran a pulp spy game set during World War II. Against my better judgment, I allowed the friend of one of my players to join. We'll call him Frank. The party was investigating occult happenings in northern Africa, and had come across a small town wherein they'd encountered a female NPC. I had planned a limited role for her in the campaign, but Frank had other designs. Every time the party tried to leave town, Frank would find some reason to stay, delaying their departure. He rarely approached the NPC, and when he did, his conversation was tepid. He made a couple of comments about being attracted to her character, but nothing that would lead me to believe he was obsessed with her. To drive the plot forward, and get the party moving, the enemy burned down the business the NPC and her father ran. They both died in the blaze. That's when everything went sideways with Frank. He was angry at me for killing the love of his life. His words. He had planned to marry her and I ruined everything. His words. Immediately, he had his character leave the group and travel back to his home in New York. I informed Frank that I had no interest in running his solo game in New York, and he agreed, but still insisted on going there. The next week, Frank wasn't at the game. We all assumed he had quit, and we continued without him. About 45 minutes into play, there was a knock at the door. Frank apologized for being late and proceeded to lay on the living room couch, in the dark, within the view of the table where the rest of us were gaming. I would ask him from time to time what he was doing, and he would give mundane answers like, registering at the university, looking for an apartment, etc. As the night wore on, I checked in with him less and less. When the session ended, I had a private conversation with him and reiterated that he needed to find a way to join the game everyone else was playing or stop playing with us. He said he understood, and he would have to think about it. The next week, he arrived late again, and laid on the couch, and did the same mundane actions. At the end of the session, I asked him to either join the group or leave. He said he saw no reason to join the group. Well, then you'll have to leave the game or create a new character, I replied. But I don't want to create a new character, he said. There's no reason for you to continue playing. He acted very mature about it and told me he understood. The next week, everyone arrived and began playing without Frank. We all thought we were done with him when, about an hour into the session, someone knocked at the door. Frank. I didn't even let him in the house. I told him in no uncertain terms, we no longer wanted him in the group. He just stood there, not saying a word. And after a long pause of nothing being said, I closed the door and returned to the group. Who knows how long he stood on that doorstep before leaving. In post. Yeah, no, that's not creepy at all. No, that's definitely creepy. No, that guy definitely has some kind of issues he needs to work out before he starts role-playing again, I think. Yeah, that's just weird. And then he just kind of stood out there? No, that's weird. Yeah, as for him just hanging about the couch, yeah, if it's a bunch of, if you're getting together strangers for a game, you know, and you're just there to play D&D, you kind of wouldn't want them just hanging around in your house. I get that's just me. I wouldn't want that. Like, that's my opinion. Yeah, no, this is really creepy, honestly. I hope he finds love. I hope he finds love with another NPC that will hopefully not be killed by a merciless DM. Joking, of course. Anyways, I guess that's all I have to say on it. And as always, like and subscribe, please. This is Golden Buddha telling you to stay enlightened.